Hello class, this is Mr. Perez. I'm going to be criticizing Roland's logo. This is just an example, and this is a logo that he made for a restaurant. The first he made different logos. He made this one, and that was the logo that they didn't want it. Uh, this logo is just too cartoonish, I guess. On the other hand, he have photos of a hat. It would be really hard to include in many things. Uh, this one is kind of interesting. I like the Vaqueros typeface. But now for the restaurant, I don't know if you want to use horses. It's kind of literal for one thing, and it's also uh, people in the Western world don't eat horses very often, although in some places they do. So maybe you don't want to have it for the restaurant. Maybe for the ranch it would be great. I like the typeface. This one here, it looks really interesting. What I'm not too crazy about is the spacing here. Maybe the V could be closer to the A and maybe a little larger. And then you have to start thinking about what is a logo. And instead of going too literal, maybe you want to think a little more. For example, this is a web page that talks about the Nike logo. And it's known as a swoosh, which is actually the sound that athletes make when they're going really fast. This logo is a symbol of speed. It has nothing to do with the tennis shoes themselves, but more about what Nike is about. So it's awesome because it applies to other things other than basketball shoes. A literal logo would be drawing the actual tennis shoes, but instead of doing that, Nike chose this logo, which was made by a college student for $35. I'm looking again at Logan's logo, and this is the one that he made for his own company, Right On Designs. And again, we had the problem with the spacing. The R should be closer to the I. Look how tight and close these letters are, almost one on top of each other, yet you have these huge gaps. And the light, maybe we can take the fire out of here, maybe put it on a background, or just have a fire as the logo. Right now it looks like a lighter, or maybe like the R is on fire, so you have to be careful with that. But another thing is that spacing. This is the other one that he made. And again, instead of having these lines just like this, maybe you can have something dimming a little better. You also have to be careful with using images from the internet. Uh, I don't know, but I don't think he drew these horses, so you can just be taking images left and right, especially for a business. That is highly illegal unless you have permission to use it or use it with photos that you take. I'm thinking about vaqueros and what vaqueros are all about. And then I know vaqueros or cowboys, they were in the field. They will go out with their cows. They cook on fire pits. Those are things that you maybe can use for your imagery. Stuff that relates to their cooking more than what do they write on. Because it is a restaurant, it's not a ranch. And that's the kind of thinking that you do when you're making a logo. You have to start thinking the implications. On his design company, for example, he's thinking about, okay, I make stuff for people, I make graphic design. So what is what I do? I enlighten people. Okay, that's a great concept. How can I translate this logo into something that people can understand? But then if you just put a fire, you have to be careful because people might think you're selling fire extinguishers. Or in religious terms, it could be the Holy Ghost, which is actually a spirit of inspiration. Maybe it's a good idea, but you have to be careful. Also be careful with the typefaces. Some of them are overused. This one is a little more special. I haven't seen it, to be honest with you. This I haven't seen many times, the playbill one. People related to theater or the Old West, so you have to be careful about it. Anyways, I hope this little talk helped you think about logos and how to design them. When you make a logo, just think about what is the company about. Try to avoid the literal. Literal is when you take stuff and just, cowboys, oh, I'm going to have a hat or I'm going to have a horseshoe. I'm a fireman hat. Go beyond that. You have to really think what they're doing to come with good ideas. Thank you so much.